I'm flexing, balling. Haters keep out of my way. You know what it is? It's Dog and Dave. It's Dog and Dave. I said it's Dog and Dave. It's time to run them lights up. It's Dog and Dave. Portia got the notification. Oh, 09. That's what I'm talking about. It's time to run them lights up. I think actually Dave might have some problems joining in, but it's all good. It's the biggest dog chico to the sea and the place to be. Y'all know what time it is. Getting them comments, run them things up. Getting the chats, run them up. It's Dog and Dave. It's time to run them lights up. Got a few topics to discuss today. We will ask a couple questions to my dog Dave. Talk about how close are the Buffs. Coach Prime got on earlier saying that we close, dog. We this close. How close are the Buffs? I want to know. Let me know what you think. Get pun in the comments. And we're also going to talk about, can the offense bounce back this week versus Arizona? How can the defense stop this balanced attack of the Wildcats? Also, don't forget to run them lights up. We got one more thing we have to discuss as I add this on there. SHEDEUR Sanders, 385 attempts on the season, 24 touchdowns, only 3 INTs, but he's the most sacked person, most sacked quarterback in FBS. I want to know how awesome is that for him to do that and still be putting up those numbers, dog. What am I talking about tonight? Whatever y'all want to talk about, put them in the comments. But we're definitely going to go over those topics right there. I'll show them to you, as a matter of fact. How close are the Buffs to being where Coach Prime wants them to be? You heard him say, hey, dog, I'm smiling, dog. I'm smiling because I'm happy. I'm smiling because we here. I'm smiling because we close. I'm smiling because we got the people that we need right here. I'm smiling because all these good things that's going on, dog. So, having said all of that, how close are the Buffs to being exactly where Coach Prime wants them to be? What's missing? What's the thing that's missing out that is holding them back from being there? Is that pretty obvious? Can y'all let me know in the comments? I want to hear what you got to say. Can the offense bounce back this week after the week they had, putting up 19 points after averaging 32 plus on the season? Now, you drop down to the 19. Pat Sherman was the play caller. Is it a situation where on the live we talked about last night, someone giving you the keys to the car, and when they give you the keys to the car, your first drive on it is not going to be vroom, 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 vroom. Most people are not going to drive it to the max. You know, you're going to get a feel for it, and then hopefully that next drive, you jump up in that drive, so you're way more comfortable. You know what they expect, and you got a little bit of sense of urgency right now, and you want to perform definitely with SHEDEUR Sanders, who put up 500 plus yards in the first game. All right. So they set records this whole year. How can we keep that going? I'm sure they're talking about that and discussing that in the coaches' meetings and so on. We got another question coming in. What do you think about Charles Lester, the third, posting himself in CU gear like out of nowhere? What is the issue with the O-line not protecting SHEDEUR Sanders? I just don't get it. I'm going to start these comments. I'm going to definitely get to them during the show. Lady T is my name. Not me, Lady T. Not me, Lady T. It's her name. Yeah. Lester getting his followers up. That's all. They still using Colorado, or did he sign yet? Or is he merely just committed? Because that means Nathaniel. That's like having a girlfriend as opposed to being married, right? There's a difference. You can switch out your girlfriend without, going through any contractual issues. You know what I'm saying? Or your boyfriend or your husband. You can switch them out without going through a whole bunch of things. I'm sorry, boyfriend-wise, boyfriend or girlfriend-wise. But husband and wife, spouse-wise, is not so easy to break that contract. You know what I'm saying? So MJ also put in here saying that I'm hearing rumors that Sean Lewis is on the short list to Michigan State. Have you heard anything? I haven't, but it would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it make sense to you guys? We'll talk about that later on. Go ahead and get more topics in here that y'all want to talk about and discuss. Y'all can put them here. Other than that Jim Harbaugh and Michigan situation, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to leave that alone. Let them do that. Shouts out to my girl Taylor J with Taylor's Top 5. She's supposed to be hitting me back up soon. Where you at, Taylor J? Holla at your boy and get it in. You feel me? Wherever you're checking in from, make sure you get in the comments. Shouts out to my dog DOGGandDAVE out there in London overseas. Getting it in, dog. All right. One more thing. We have to, I guess we can go ahead and get into it. I don't know if Dave shut out or whatever. Let me holler at him. Probably get him on the phone or something. Get him on the phone. But I had to go ahead and start at the 2:30 mark on my end, at the 30-minute mark on my end. More comments coming in. Y'all want to join the show also? Y'all can. I'll put the invite link in the chat and let y'all know. I'll be coming on the screen with the ugly face real soon. Yo, what's up? You good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me know if you log on when you can. I don't see you with your YouTube on here, but just let me know. I'm on now.
Okay, cool.
All good.
I'll get it rolled up here.
Yep. Roll it up, light it up. Dave said he got to get it rolled up in a few minutes. Talking about rolling up and getting on the screen. So, all of my people out there checking in, we got more to discuss. That offensive line, of course, we know SHEDEUR Sanders is still the leader of the new Buffs. He's still the leader of the new Buffs. More questions coming in. I like that. We're going to start these things. We're going to make sure we get to them. Get them in, get them in. Don't be shy. Don't hold up now. Make sure y'all get on the playlist and watch the Prime Parents when you get a chance. Shouts out to the Walkers. Shouts out to Tyler Brown mom. Caleb Mathis mom. Had all of them come through, man. We got scheduled for tonight, right? Rod Ward. His mom and dad coming on tonight. Rod Ward, mom and dad coming on tonight. Prime Parents, y'all check that out real soon. Check out the Prime Debate also. Check out Jordan Dominic's parents on here also. We got more videos that we just produced and put out. Check those thumbnails out. Support your boy. Every time you watch and view a video, we appreciate it. The more you stay on, the longer you stay on, it actually helps us continue to grow on this page and others. So thanks for watching once again as we continue to grow on these channels and getting our independent YouTube game on. Anybody has anything they wanted to promote, any businesses, any websites, any t-shirt brands, whatever it is you wanted to put out there, here's your chance to do it. You can get in the comments. You can do it. You can hit me up in a private chat and also get involved with official ads and paid content to get on the channel at no problemo. You feel me? Tell a friend to tell a friend, share this thing. Like I said, the more you watch it, the more you leave it on your phone, other devices, just let it play, let it ride, play the playlist. That helps us out a lot. If you can't like the button or hit the like button, then just let it play then, dog. Just let it play. All right. I like Dominic's the most so far. What Prime Parents do y'all like the most so far out of all of them? And what type of any other questions or content y'all would like to see and put out there? Peter the Investor M, I appreciate it. Salute to you. Double salute. Simply Style said, have you thought about interviewing Shiloh and SHEDEUR's mom? Yeah, actually, I reached out to her. And it's crazy that I had a chance to meet her when I was at the game, but man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. She looked so young. I didn't even think that was her. I was like, I thought it was just a student standing over there, with the stuff. It didn't even, I passed right by Charlemagne. it didn't even cross my mind that it was, I don't know what I was thinking until I went back. And after the guy went home and they, you see the posters, I was like, damn, that was, oh man. So that's crazy. I literally walked by them like at least 5-6 times, just back and forth. I thought that they were students in the crowd. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get her on. I hit her up on Instagram. Maybe y'all should tag her on stuff. That'll be an easy way. That's how we got one parent. Like everybody was tagging her and saying that they should probably get on. So on these lives, we talk about everything. We put it in the chats. We'll get to it. We'll answer your questions best we can. But we also have some topics that we will discuss that we have on the board now. Stankmouth said, I finally caught a live. I was thinking, I thought you've been on a few lives before. Peter Investor M, the energy at practice today was much better. That's a huge thing. That's what we need to see. If you haven't seen it, that's what we need to see. The energy at practice to be on a whole nother level, dog. If there's some way Coach Prime can capture that level of energy, now shouts out to everybody out there. If he can somehow capture that energy the way that we had it at the beginning of the year and find a way to get everybody back on that same page, back on the page of we balling out of control like Jermaine Dupri. Somebody might catch that reference. But we balling out of control like Jermaine Dupri, balling out of control. And our defense stepping up. Said Pilar has a channel on YouTube. Tag her channel. Tag her channel. Appreciate it. Y'all tag them channels and get it in. Shallow got his mom's spirit. Definitely. If you ever want that Prime t-shirt Coach Hayes talked about, don't have her on your show. What? Yo, wow. Keep the negativity and negative energy upon yourself. Yes. Don't do that. The energy at practice today was much better. That's what I wanted to talk about today, was that bounce around energy, everybody jumping around, getting there, getting to the ball, running to the ball on defense. I need to see the offensive line chasing the ball more. We saw SHEDEUR Sanders get a fumble after scrambling up the field. How could we have prevented that, so to speak? I don't think we could have prevented the fumble. We could have been there to recover the fumble is what I'm saying. That comes from offensive linemen, running back, and anybody behind the play, chasing the play as it goes down the field. Yeah, dig. Comments coming in says, my daughter's friend dated Shiloh at USC. I can reach out. Reach out then. Pilar Sanders is beautiful, Jet Set Turner said. It's not negativity energy, it's facts, but hey, don't say you weren't warned. All right, appreciate that then. Thick Vegan Afro. I didn't even realize that was Thick Vegan Afro that made that comment. Oh, now Thick Vegan. I'll say TVA. Shouts out to you. Look like David just joined in. Oh, now David. What's happening, man? What's shaking with you? Potato chips or bacon with you? Where you at?
Big dog, I'm sorry, man. I must have got the time wrong. But I'm here. Give me 1 second.
No. Time out. You know what, Dave? You know what? Do you guys have daylight savings over there?
We do. Do you not?
That's what it is. That's what it is. Because
oh man. Oh man. I'm so sorry.
No daylight savings. Everything the same to me. Happened yesterday on the Prime debate. Also, we had to figure that out, and I was an hour early. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he said, "Man, damn daylight savings." I said, "I forgot all daylight. I haven't heard daylight savings in years." You know what I'm saying? So,
so now we know. Once November hits, you're 5 hours behind instead of something like that. No, or is it 3? Dude, I don't even know. We'll figure it out.
It should be 3 right now. What time? It's 2:44 here right now. What time is it there?
Yes, it's 5:44. So, man, I'm sorry for holding you at bay for 45 extra minutes, but I'm cool to just get started. I can link my account if you.
Go ahead.
The access, because it doesn't give me that right now.
Okay. What about, does California have daylight saving? Because I have a 8:00 p.m. California time interview tonight with the Prime parents, but I think California still should be 2 hours? I think it should be 4:44 in California right now. Yeah, because it's 5:44 Mountain time. Okay,
correct, man. You think we'd have all this down by now,
right?
But I still can't keep track of the time zones, man.
Man, the time zones is crazy, killing me right now. All right, I'm gonna send you this. How do I do the private chat? I have no idea. I'll try.
Oh, it just popped up right now on my link. So
okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this set up. Appreciate it. Man, we got a lot to talk about today, man. I'm excited.
I had to
your show with Coach Hayes, man, that went on like all day yesterday. Was that like your biggest show you've done with him?
That was the longest show, definitely, that we did. Went like 4.5 hours yesterday, and that was crazy going back and forth 4.5 hours. But it happened. I didn't have nothing else to do at the time. It fell in the right time frame for me, and boom, we really got into some great conversations, and a good thing. Talk to Coach Hayes and see what he had to discuss. Also, sorry for my squinting as I'm trying to look at the screen and read it at the same time with the lights in my face. But we did have some things to go over. I was going to ask you about how close the Buffs are. We saw Coach Prime talk about that he's smiling so much because of how he felt, how close he felt they were. So we'll talk about that. What does that mean? Can the offense bounce back this week versus Arizona? Do you think? What do we have to do to make that happen? How can the defense stop the balanced attack from the Wildcats? Of course, they got a good quarterback throwing that thing back in the backfield, but a good, strong running back also. At least 2 big-time receivers, well, 3 big-time receivers if you want to count the former Buff, Montana Lamonius Craig. So, and then we'll go to SHEDEUR Sanders, 385 attempts on the year, 24 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, most sacked quarterback in the FBS. But how I want to put emphasis on only 3 interceptions out of 385 attempts. Whew. That's crazy. But again, hit and sacked as much as he is, got to put emphasis on that. Also, we have some questions that came in and some comments. Omega Red says, salute David. The tennis channel said, hey now, shouts out to you. Oh, now tennis channel. Yo, 3 times the same comment. Logan DB, the tight ends completely disappeared in the last game. Jay Antonio and Mike Harrison. What happened? Not even in there to help chip block. Good question. I'll go with that. And yeah, it just changed on Sunday. I heard it gets dark around 4 o'clock West Coast. Yeah, I remember those times it used to get dark, man. Like in October when the times would change, I would like that for football practice because the lights would come on before practice is over with, you know.
Yeah.
Those were them days back in the day, back then.
We got to get rid of this daylight savings time change stuff, man. Everybody gets depressed. All the statistics are out now, big dog, about, how it affects people's mental health and all this. Arizona is like the only state that I know outside of Hawaii now that's like, nah, man, we're not going to do this daylight savings time. We'll be on mountain time for half the year. We'll be on Pacific time the other half of the year. You will choose.
Okay.
But that's what we need to do. That's why you go out and vote. Put it as a proposition, man. Go change this. We need to add that to the ballot, man, for Colorado. So we got, if our government isn't going to change this, we got to, man. I'm sick of my days ending here at not even 5 o'clock, man. Sad.
Not even 5 o'clock, and it's dark outside right now.
Yeah, it's been dark for like an hour. Yeah.
Damn. So, got that thing. I remember them days. Get in the house when the street lights come on. What y'all know about them street lights? Put them in the chat. Street lights come on. Y'all got to get in the house. Tremaine Young, oh, now NB. Who else said shout out? Chad Griffin, S represent. Shouts out again. Tennis Channel is 447 in San Diego. Big Worm in the building. Days to come and everybody else. We here.
Let's go, guys.
Let's discuss some Colorado Buffs football. Got them Wildcats coming up. Speaking of football, them boys been doing their thing. But I'll get to this first one right here. How close are the Buffs to being where Coach Prime wants them to be? And where is it that you think Coach Prime wants them to be?
Well, okay, I'll put it this way, big dog. I'll start out by saying, man, we're closer than we were. I think we're definitely dealing with some regression on the offensive line and with the offense. But overall, I think the biggest question mark for this team coming in was the front seven. A lot of people were really concerned about this front seven, and we've seen them really make strides. The whole defense together, man, has played a lot better over the last couple of weeks. I think that they've turned a corner since the bye. But on kind of a macro level thing, I've been telling my viewers this. There's kind of these different stages to rebuilds that you go through. One is, you start at rock bottom where you're losing pretty much every game. You're getting blown out. You're getting destroyed. That's where we were at last year. Okay. Now, in year 2, we're in that phase 2 where we're winning more games. And we've lost some single-digit margin games as well. You've only got blown out once. Usually you're still getting blown out by, some opponents, man, when you're going through this stage. And I think that's kind of where the acceleration has been, man. You've seen us stay in games, come back, get close, such as our game against USC, such as our 7-point loss last week to Oregon State. But I think what you'll see next is we'll take the jump where we'll win a handful of more games next year, especially with another recruiting cycle. There'll be some changes with the roster and with the coaching, but overall we'll have, I think, a good turnover or good amount of people stay, not a lot of turnover. And you're going to see us win a lot more games, maybe blow some teams out next year. That would be great. And then we'll reach that domination stage, man. So I think, I still think, man, that there's a big time possibility that we can make noise next year with Coach Prime and how he recruits what we got going on. That getting to each stage can be a little bit more accelerated than maybe you've seen with other programs, but we still got to jump through the same hoops that everybody else does.
Exactly. We definitely got to do that. Only 2 tight ends played in the last game, someone said. Let me see. I think overall, though, I think that place where Coach Prime wants to be is the place of where we can go play anybody. It's not a situation where we coming in to and everybody thinks that, we're the underdog. We're going to lose games or something like that. We want to be the big boys on the block. We want everybody to be gunning for us. Reason why, they already gunning for the head coach as if he's playing anyway. We're already almost going to get that image of being from America's love team to a lot of people going to start hating because they see us so much, right? So we have to be the enforcers. We got to bring big guys in that's going to be pushing around other people that's going to be wanting to hit SHEDEUR and try to bully us and push us around because they're seeing us so much. Some teams even go so far as say, oh, those are the pretty boys because they're getting seen so much. Oh, those are the exposure boys, whatever they want to say. But they want to hype themselves up to want to push Colorado around. So Coach Prime want to get to the point to where, dog, you're not going to push us around, dog. We got what, at least 12 big dogs that's coming off this bus that looks the part and that plays the part, and everything else around it is definitely filled in. What I mean by 12 big dogs, I'm talking about them big guys in the trenches, in the middle, them front sevens and everything of that nature. We got those guys to fill in and supplement and just gel with all of those talented guys on the outside. I'm sorry, reading this. Let me put this comment down. I think that's going to easily be the place where Coach Prime want to be. He want to be in a domination place, dog. He want to be in a place where he can blow some teams out. Who is it? North Dakota State. Who's the first team next year that's on the schedule?
North Dakota State.
He don't want that game to be a 35-27 game. That game need to be 52-6. And that's the type of stuff I think he's looking for them, and the confidence and the swag that he's looking for also each and every day from his squad. Jet Set Turner said, I would like to see the Buffs keep their first 3 opponents next year scoreless, 35-0, 28-0. See, that's the place that he's looking for. That domination right there. That's complete domination.
Yes.
The Tennis Channel said, hey, Dave, you're doing a great job with the brother from Michigan and the incoming recruits. Good deal. Who is that? Who is he talking about? That's gosh, what's the name of it? Go ahead. I don't want to mess up.
Shout out to Lawrence Collins. He's been my guy. He lives he's probably popped in on your channel a bunch too, but he lives in Belleville, Michigan, where Bryce Underwood is at. He's a lifelong Michigan fan, of course, Colorado fan as well. But he's been able to kind of give me that local scoop and perspective on who are some guys we need to look out from the high school ranks out in Michigan, as well as some possible linemen coming over here from Michigan State in the offseason. That's what I'm really hoping for, man, because I think some of those guys that are entering the portal, this isn't normal type of offensive line portal town. I think they can be a level up. So that would be huge. But thank you so much, Tennis Channel. That means a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Looking to get a lot. Those Michigan State guys who looking to transfer, hey, it's some guys up there. Got to be some dogs up there at Michigan State, I'm sure, that's looking to transfer and go somewhere else. The D-line edge getting rebuilt, 4 stars all across. Hope so. TCU looked the part. They did look the part. Some of those guys did look the part, but they didn't play the part. Get my favorite player, J5 parent zone. J5 actually told me that it will be not possible for his pops to come on. And he said his mom don't like cameras. So, and I understand that totally. My mom turned down an opportunity to go on Oprah Winfrey because she didn't want to go on cameras. I said, "Are you crazy?" She said, "I ain't gonna do that." So I understood from a young age that if some people don't want to be in front of the camera, so I understand that totally. I don't push and ask, well, can you ask them again? Nah. They said one time I'm done. NB, we'll be 3-0 to start the year next year. NDSU and Nebraska, along with CSU. I hope so. So here's a start question I'd like to get to before we get to our other questions. What is the issue with the O-line not protecting SHEDEUR Sanders? I just don't get it. No, not that one. We already know what that is, Jeanette. I think they just have to gel together and get better, Jeanette. I think they're trying, just haven't done a great job up to this point. What do you think about Charles Lester posted himself in CU gear like out of nowhere? Did you see that, Dave? And what would you think about that? Any recruit, not just Charles Lester. What would you think about that? And what did you think about him specifically?
Hey, some people might have an issue like this. If people, possible recruits are posting, in the gear, if you're not like the #1 team or whatever, or what he's committed to, whatnot. I don't care, man. Go and have your fun. But at the bottom line, Big Dog, we do know that Colorado and Coach Prime is on Charles Lester's mind, man, with that post. So you got to imagine, I don't know where we stand right now. If we'll be able to push enough chips, in the middle of the table to get him to flip from Florida State. But it's not a negative thing, man. It's not a negative thing. That's only good news, man. I'm all for it, man. I want to see Colorado talked about every day.
I agree with that. I think this. I heard a quote today that said, "The mind replays what the heart can't delete." The mind replays what the heart can't delete. That's what Shannon Sharp said on Ocho and Unc last night. The mind is what Shannon Sharp said. The mind replays what the heart can't delete. And I think that might be the case with Charles Lester. It might be on his heart and his mind, like you said, Coach Prime in Colorado, to post these pictures, or else he probably would have posted them before he made his decision to Florida State. Get all those pictures out of his phone and out of his heart and his mind, put them out there and digest them already before he makes his final decision. So obviously, like you said, it was something he was thinking about. And if he hasn't signed that letter yet, then
anything's possible, man.
Yeah, anything's possible. It's like having a girlfriend as opposed to having a wife. It's two different things. It's like having a boyfriend as opposed to having a husband. It's two different things, that commitment. You got a rental car or you got a car you to pay for, it's a little bit different getting rid of them and getting up out of it. If it's a different type of commitment going on there. So we shall see. Just finished watching some Arizona highlights. They have a great running back. Yep, great running back room. And number 4, the wide receivers. Yep, really good. That's Big Teteroa McMillan out of here, out of Hawaii. He was the #1 player in Hawaii. I think he won the Mr. Football Award, Mr. Polynesian Award out here in Hawaii, something like that. But state top player in Hawaii. He's really good. But I think for us, to win this, it has to be a running game. We need TCU Dillon. I think we need Savion Wilkerson, that battering ram running back, to impose some will on these guys. If not Savion, then Big Bank need to run that thing hard up the middle. But somebody need to run it between the tackles, and we need to get some push between the tackles. We've seen them be successful on some run plays, but just not back to back consistently. What do you think, Dave?
Big Dog, man. Can we just get Savion 2 handoffs in a row, man? Can we just give this man some consistency? Man, even with Hank or whatever, man. I can't remember who was running the ball this last game against Oregon State. I can't remember, but it's like we churned out like an 8 or 9 yard run, first play of the drive, and then we never even go back to running the football the rest of the drive. And we stall out at like the 35-yard line, something like that, man. Let's just, I know we want to throw the ball and our line isn't the best or whatever, man. But I know, man, we've been getting our receivers theirs, so to speak. Our running backs deserve a game where they can get, more of theirs. Let's draw up some plays to get them fed a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree, man. Let them boys eat. Let the offensive line eats too on those run plays.
Yeah.
Because most offensive linemen love the challenge and the feeling of moving another man, as they say. This is the quote: moving another man against his will. As that offensive lineman, it's nothing like that. I want you to go over here, and you're going over here. We have to be a lot more stout on our defensive line in certain run situations. Overall, we've played a lot better in these last couple of weeks. I think we could pick it up too. I think we could pick it up even more because we have that much potential and that much talent on these lines. I think we could pick it up definitely a lot more coming to these next weeks, especially this week on the 11th. Going down in a major way. Can the offense bounce back this week versus Arizona?
They can. We'll see if that happens. But there's some opportunity, big dog, for us to have some success against this Arizona defense. This Arizona defense is not Oregon, and it is not UCLA. So we can have some success. From the little that I've watched Arizona, I don't think they blitz a ton. They will be pretty particular about when they blitz. Right now, I kind of figure that their game plan, they don't feel like they need to blitz, coming into this matchup. But from what we mostly saw against UCLA last week, a lot of it was just 4-man rushes, 3-man rushes at different points with the occasional blitz sprinkled in there. But I think, again, I would like to see, man, maybe we keep an extra guy in there to block that's not a running back. We bring Bishop Thomas in there, man. Let's run some max protect, man. I don't want to see SHEDEUR getting hit, especially with dealing with a hit pointer or whatever he has, kind of limping around a little bit like that. Let's give this man a little bit of time, and even if they drop back, 6 or whatever, I think if you give SHEDEUR time, man, he can thread the needle, man. He can throw the ball and complete in those more narrow windows. But I think that has to be the plan. Like, the priority needs to be the protection, because right now we're running the same stuff saying, you know what, who cares about the protection? And we're not scoring points.
Right.
So maybe we try some of that.
I agree in ways because these guys, they got some big guys up the middle, and then they have some good pass rushers on the outside, fast safeties and fast linebackers, but they can't be scored on. They can't be beat. They like to move the pocket on the offensive side of the football, so that could help us in the long run. I don't know who this is calling me right now, but I'm on live, player.
You're good. Oh, I did want to say, someone mentioned what happened to Bishop or whatever. I forgot. He's got his maybe what I just suggested is not feasible because he's got a club right now. He must have like a broken hand or some sort of wrist injury or whatever. But he was suited up against Oregon, got in there on kickoff return. But his right hand is just kind of a club right now.
Dang. And that's not good for a defensive lineman, especially on the interior. Maybe he can come in at fullback and just, club somebody, so to speak. And on the block or something, going straight ahead on a lead block. But it'll be hard for him to really do his thing at the defensive tackle position with the club on, especially if that hand still hurts. He probably get a shot up or something. But I don't think that's what he would want to do overall to increase the possibility of getting hurt once again and staying out even longer. Let's see, Big Daddy 6 cool for Colorado. Whereas Bishop Ben, Dave just answered that. Good deal. At this point, the entire world is yelling run game. They still aren't running it, and they must have reasons. Can y'all think of 2 to 3 legitimate reasons they could be refusing to run? Miss Varian, now to you, Miss Varian Brandon. I would say this, and I'll pass it off to Dave also. I would say this, and I meant to say this in my live the other day. Game planning is something totally different from executing, right? Even on the coaching staff. I used to have a coach that we used to game plan during the week, and I thought I was going to be like Terrell Owens or Shannon Sharp or somebody, catching passes during the week and then get to the game plan and he totally switch it up. He totally go away from it, or he could totally kind of, not like he went away from it to spite me, but just went away from the package, kind of went away from the philosophy, and it kind of make game time decisions, and it kind of gets out of hand. And before you know it, we passed the ball 38 times and ran it 7. And then you're like, oh, damn, the game has gotten out of hand. I think that the game plan sometimes just goes to the wayside based off what you see on the field. But that's why they always say you have to make a conscious effort to run the ball and stick to it. Because nowadays coaches get so trigger happy, they want to just pass, and not take those 3 to 4 yards on those runs.
Yeah. Big Dog, Varian. I have no idea. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of solutions of like why we aren't running the ball more, because at this point we should all know that we should be, man. And again, it was mind blowing this last game. Shedeur's playing injured, and we run the ball 11 times, man. Right. Like how is that going to protect him? And I know some people saying, well, coach, they want Shedeur to get his or whatever. Nah, man. With this offensive line, we saw how bad he got, just obliterated, man, against UCLA. I don't know I just don't get it, because if I was Coach Prime or whatever and my son was playing quarterback, I would be saying we need a different offensive play calling ratio. My son needs to be protected. But we still put him in harm's way last week. He had to go in and get a cortisone shot again. And we're lucky. We're lucky that he's okay to play this week, because we just didn't do him any favors. I think we called a little bit of I know I'm going on a tangent here. I know we called a little bit more like shorter developing pass plays to get the ball out of his hand quickly and stuff like that. But then when you're needing to come back, you got to drop back a bunch. And I guess you get away from it, Big Dog, to circle it back to what you were saying, because we had a lead to catch up on, or a deficit that we needed to catch up to. We just decided we weren't going to do that no more.
Well, all in all, I definitely think it's time for us to bounce back. Commit to that run game.
Thank God it's a new week. Let's go.
Commit to that run game and throw those inside options route. I love the percentage of completions for the inside option routes to Travis, to Jimmy, and so on. I think we just have a chance to catch those balls and get upfield. Also, if we can get crossing routes incorporated into the game, I think that'll be huge also. But getting off the field on the defensive side, getting our offense as many chances as possible. You got to wrap up Fafita, the quarterback. He's 5'11", strong guy, but very shifty out of the pocket. If we can get a wrapping on him, get a couple of sacks on him, maybe get a fumble or so, pick interception, continue to get those 4 turnovers a game like we've gotten basically the last couple games. If we can get those turnovers, that'll be huge for us. So need to stay on target with the running game. Exactly, Chico. Yep, I think so, Coach Kev. We got to do that. We got to just be conscious about it. Know that, hey, a lot of people try to come out and fool the defense by passing on first down nowadays. That's been a trend in football for the last few years, not 20 years, maybe 10 years. Been a trend trying to come out and pass on first down probably. But now maybe you could trend it backwards and go run the ball, maybe try to run out of run sets sometimes. Hit that. I did a video on the jet motion. I think jet motion need to be an integral part of the defense, offense this week. That needs to be a part. I'm talking about running this guy across, running that guy, even if he's not getting the ball, just running them across so we can open up a lane by holding that defensive end, and even weak side linebacker, hold those guys. And then give it to him every once in a while. Let us get out in space and run that thing. Let Dylan do it. Travaris Dawson, Jimmy Horn Jr., or Travis Hunter do that. I think that's another wrinkle in the offense that needs to be added.
Yes, let's let's use our speed to our advantage a little bit more. I know that this probably won't change till next year or whatever, depending on who we bring in as OC. Yeah, Big Dog. I can't remember if we talked about this this past week, but um, you're expecting us to fill a new OC and O line coach next year, right?
You said, am I expecting us to?
Yeah, like get
Uh,
new one. I can't think of a play caller that lost their play calling and then stuck
uh,
around, as OC.
right. Well, actually, you're correct. I can't think of anybody who has done that. Or, to add to that, somebody who has had head coaching opportunities or been a head coach, left that position, come be an OC, and then not the play caller anymore, however you want to label it, and then continue to stay there. How will you be able to preach your philosophy and have people to buy in? I'm not sure how that will work. That would be, Coach Prime been handling it well, but that still would be hard to see that in the future continue to play out the way it is. I can see in the future Coach Prime, and this goes with recruiting also, even though he put together a great staff, even though he put together great recruits coming in out of the transfer portal and so on, a great class, I think that a lot of people were able to see now and get a sample of what he can do and the attention he can bring, the opportunities he can bring, the actual, success he can have. They're that close. Now those people who might have been on the fence, like Coach Brown, I don't know if I want to go coach college football again, or I don't know if I might not be in the best situation right now. Maybe next year, Coach Prime, I can come join you. How would anybody who might have had questions, but probably really is the best fit? Maybe they've seen it now, and now they're like, you know what? I can see myself fitting in right here. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. Let them other coaches or players or whoever go, and in come the guy that might have been the first selection, or might just be the better fit also, because it can happen.
Yeah. Think about this, Big Dog. Like, again, I still think Coach Prime's done an amazing job with this roster and coaching staff in one cycle to fill, 70 new players coming in and, hiring an entire new staff. Even if we have a little bit of turnover, like say you replace, a couple of the assistant positions, say we bring in another 20 transfers or so. I mean, the fact that you can still have 80% coming back next year,
Right.
that's a huge deal. That's minimal churn for everything you brought in that first cycle. So I think even if there are changes or whatever, people are going to make a big deal out of that, whatever. But it happens to every college football team, no matter what year it is in their program with where they're at. It's just going to be magnified because it's here. But I think he's done a great job. I think you'll see the majority of the staff and majority of the players obviously be back for next year, especially on the defensive side, because we've seen them improve. That's been the best story of the year, I feel like,
Yeah,
tracking that
cool.
progression.
That'll be nice right there. Appreciate any donations or super chats or likes or shares or comments and everything that's coming through. Thank you very much. Make sure you tell a friend, pass this thing on, shares on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right. Dave's not on Instagram yet, but he will be one day.
One day.
Might not be tomorrow, but one day. Another question. How can the defense stop this Wildcats balance attack? How can the defense stop balance attack from the Wildcats?
The biggest thing that I've seen, well, one, if we're talking about individual players, Big Dog, your guy Arden Walker, he's been stepping up. And we need a big game from him and Jordan Dominic. We have to do a good job on the edges and getting after Fafita because, he's moving around a ton. He's rolling out. That's why he's so successful, is because of like how mobile he is. So it's going to be important for us to contain him, from that standpoint. I think also what I appreciate about Arizona's offense, watching their game against UCLA last week, I mean, they did a ton of different pre-snap motion, a lot of misdirection. I mean, just really interesting stuff where, like, you know, they're running some different two-back sets, or they might have like a gadget guy back there in addition to the running back, but they're like, you know, running him all around, you know, trying to get this linebacker out the way. So it brings the safety up into the box. And so they're still running against a 6-man front, but you're not running against a linebacker now. You're running against running against a secondary member. So like these types of things that they're going to try and create chaos, create favorable matchups where they're physically bigger. And the biggest thing, which I think that we've shown improvement in the last couple of weeks, is staying disciplined. You're gonna have to stay disciplined against this team because there's so many different wrinkles, a lot of misdirection, a lot of confusion. We're gonna need to be communicating well, understanding our responsibilities. If we can do that, anything can happen, man. When you're going up against, whether he's a true freshman or a redshirt freshman quarterback, man, maybe Charles Kelly has something in the bag from his time working with Nick Saban that we can throw at this freshman quarterback.
Yeah, I would like to see a lot more hybrid players. Like, so we see Trevor Woods playing in that linebacker spot, but since he's playing, you know, that question make me question where is B Gant? You know, same guy, same type of stature, same type of player. You know, former safety, now plays linebacker. What about him? What about DeMore Kennedy, who's been touted as being one of the fastest players on the team? He can't cover, or is he not mobile enough? What is going on with that? Why is he not back there? Juju Mitchell, why is he in a couple times, make some good stops, along with Marvin Ham? Why are they not being subbed in is a question to me. I'm not sure about that. Somebody tell me. So a lot of people don't want to see Trevor Woods play. I think he's good in those spot situations, but I'm not sure. And this goes for every player. Why aren't they put in situations where they are being in the best spots to make the most plays, doing the things that they do well? If a guy does great drop backs, why not him being in the game, dropping back in coverage? If a guy's a good blitzer, why not bring him in just to blitz? Why not have Kamani McLean on the sideline with a coach, making sure that he's involved with each and every play call and know what the play is, and coaching him up as the game is going on, making sure he's up to game speed, spot subbing him in pass situations like this. I'm watching on the screen. We got 3rd and 14. We know they're not going to run the ball. I don't want to put Kamani in situations where he's going to have to tackle big, strong running backs anyway. Put Kamani in the game now. It's a pass situation. Here we go. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at as a coaching perspective and trying to find out. Those are the questions that I have. And I think that would maximize our play to the fullest. Actually, that's where I think Coach Prime wants to get. That's why I think he should be at a space to where they can sub in and rotate guys at any situation.
Yeah.
Have totally situational, substitutional football going on, and that's what's going to give them the advantage to take advantage of the altitude that they're in and to run the score up on people. I'm talking about beat the brakes off of them, beat them to sleep. That's what they can do, dog. That's where I'm at. Man.
Yeah, there's a couple different directions I want to go with this. I'll go the more fun route, I guess. Again, the story with this team is when are they going to turn the corner, play, and coach a complete game? You know, we've been waiting for that all year. The story is, you know, will they turn the corner with that this next, before the season ends? You know, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Can we get that complete game before the season ends? If not all is lost. You know, this is a rebuild from, you know, ground zero. Things take time, but you know, if we can play how we have played in different spurts, man, I would love to get a big blowout win at home for our last home game, because then, you know, I'll be drinking the black and gold Kool-Aid, talking about, you know, just winning out, you know, finishing out 7-5, man. You know, I can think about things logically, big dog, you know, but riding the emotional roller coaster of the CU Buffaloes, I love it, man. I love the highs. I love the lows in a sick way, you know, and I want to get this win so I can be back on that high. And, you know, I'm here in Colorado. Who doesn't like to be high?
Especially on a win. You feel me? SHEDEUR Sanders, 385 attempts, 24 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, most sacked quarterback in FBS. How amazing is that for him to only have 3 picks? out of 380 some attempts.
Man, he must win some award or whatever. Come on, man. Like, what he has done, he's going to break the school records this year. He's on pace to do it. He's getting very close. The fact that he's going to do it while probably the most sacked quarterback in college football is legendary.
Ha! I like how you put that. That's definitely legendary. Shouts out to the S2 wristbands, man. I saw those things. I wanted to get some. I probably just wear some on the sideline just to have some. Things look cold-blooded. I bet you'll see multiple teammates with those S2 wristbands, embroidered wristbands on their wrists during the game this week. I think that's an excellent marketing tool. If anybody knows back in the day when they used to wear wristbands, if anybody knows me from back in the day, I can speak for myself desperately. We used to take those Sharpies and put our number on that thing. Put our number on the wristband, on the white wristband, like Pippen used to have on his wristband, had Pip on there. Michael Jordan used to have MJ. Allen Iverson had that 3. Kobe had KB24 at one point before he just wore the purple one. That's what I think that's iconic like that for SHEDEUR Sanders to have that S2 on their wristbands. If you was a teammate, would you be wearing one?
Yeah. We need to bring back wearing more headbands and wristbands, especially in the NBA, man. We can't have Klay Thompson as like the spokesperson for the wristband, man. Come on. Back in the 2000s when I grew up watching the NBA, everybody had, they had the baggy shorts, they had the headbands. The Denver Nuggets, man, in the 2000s after we got Melo, man, everybody was styling on that team, man. And we need to bring all that back.
For sure. At this level of football, the stars don't mean anything. You're not playing against high school competition anymore. For sure, for DB, you need to study your opposing wide receivers on your own time to be ready. That is a fizznack. And I saw a coach, and I posted it on my page earlier. If you check out the shorts on my video on my channel, you'll see a coach saying that, hey, man, once you get to college, those stars mean absolutely nothing. You got to prove yourself. You got to come play football. Now, nobody care about what stars you had in coming out of high school. What a ball is that? I ain't talking about Beyonce and them singing it. I'm talking about what a football is that. For real, because that's where you're going to step up. That's where the cream's going to rise to the top, is when those pads come on. That's when you're really going to see what a ball is at. But you also have to put the other part with that and get in the books, the playbooks, the film room, study, and so on. Everything comes with getting on the field, not just getting out there because you're talented. But I think a concerted effort should be to have someone with Kamani McLean each and every play going on. I should never see Kamani McLean standing by himself. Why? Because I'm developing him from the time he's there and on the whatever. I'm developing him, and I got a coach in his ear. He's never wandering off thinking about a hot dog, the stands, anything other than straight up, anything other than the play that's going on. Like in practice, you literally have a coach or your position coach will usually be standing next to you. Hey, what's the coverage? Even if you're not in, you're in mentally. It's called mental reps. And you have them on the sideline and you say, what's the coverage? And he tell you what the coverage is. What do you see out there? I see 3-by-1, 3 wide receivers to the inside. Well, who would you have? I would have him one-on-one, or I would be in coverage. Okay, he knows what to do. I would go through those mental reps, as the game goes on until I'm comfortable putting them in, until I know that he's up to speed. He knows what to do. And I'm get out there and play, big dog, because I know you're the most physically gifted corner that we have as far as height wise, as far as long arms wise. You can't pay for that. You can't train that. So he has it. So as I'm on the sideline helping to train him up, I know he's ready. I'm sending him in the game, even if it's for one play, and come out. All right, next play you're going in, it's going to be this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. Okay, baby. All right. Now he's confident. He know what he's going to do. He's not out there thinking. That's what I would be doing and the way I would be handling Kamani McLean.
Man, I would love to see that. Just him attached at the hip to Kevin Mathis.
Yeah, to Kevin Mathis or whoever his assistant DB coach is. They are assigned to Kamani McLean, because I guarantee each and every game you're gonna see somebody over there like this. Whether it's a player or assistant coach or a GA coach, they're gonna be over there like this. So that means that you could be doing something. Go over there and coach Kamani McLean up, dog. Gotcha. You know what I mean? And I'm sure somebody would love to take that responsibility on to make sure that Kamani is involved in the games, because they got a lot of experience on that sideline coaching. So
suit me up, man. Put me on the sidelines. I'll get these GAs assigned into work. If just get me on the sidelines, man. I from keyboard coach to official coach, man.
Get Dave out there. Shoot. Kamani McLean. Rosecrans said Bo Money McLean. Of course, he's from the Compton CPT or BPT, Bompton. Jordan Seaton need to be a buff next year, no doubt. If I was him, I wouldn't even hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't be thinking about nothing else but coming over here, protecting SHEDEUR Sanders. We already got one of the top quarterbacks in 2025. There's another one, Big Caden Johnson, out of Houston, Texas area. Cold-blooded quarterback, 6'5", just a young fella, man. Just like the one we just signed, though. But I think with us signing that other top quarterback, do you think it's going to be possible to start to create these competition like the other schools have, and we bring in multiple 5-stars at the same positions? That would be huge.
Oh man, I would love it, Big Dog. We got to get a little creative with our pitch since we're still kind of getting that NIL there. But I'll tell you what, this is what I would make part of the pitch to Jordan Seaton, right? Again, everybody knows how poor the performance of the offensive line has been this year. So, of course, like many people have said in the comments for weeks, you're coming here to see you. You're going to be touted as the savior of the offensive line, to some extent. And you're going to be you're going to be an instant star. People are instantly going to love you because you're coming in to help make this line better. Now, I will say, you walk into Dick's Sporting Goods here, for instance. You know what I see? I see jerseys of Travis Hunter selling. I see jerseys of SHEDEUR Sanders, his brother Shiloh, up there selling. I see the jerseys with the shirts, jerseys of Dylan Edwards. I mean, if you're going to be the most famous offensive lineman in college football, you don't think that we can tell him, hey, man, you're going to be getting your jersey in Dick's Sporting Goods, man. And let's just do it. Like, let's make him that next guy, man. That's really pushed. That's what I would hope. I mean, I would love to get an offensive line jersey. I got Bishop Thomas. I got Carter Stoutmeyer. I got Travis Hunter. And I got SHEDEUR Sanders. I need an offensive lineman.
Definitely need some offensive linemen. There's always some under the radar offensive linemen out there. I haven't been really recruiting, but good thing is they show the high school football on TV here, like it's college football. And man, you talking about some road graders. I don't know why either Colorado or whoever hasn't had a huge presence. I might be missing it. It might be out here every day and I don't even know it. But at the same time, I think there need to be a concerted effort to have a lot of Pacific Islanders, Polynesians, and West Coasters football players. One, I wanted to make this point too, because a lot of times, Colorado is basically Midwest, right? So a lot of times, where do a lot of these players come from? Most of the 5-stars or some come from, of course, California because it's huge. Texas because of huge, and then the whole Southeast, right? So a lot of those areas, those recruits, that would be a long way for them to come. So it's still going to take some convincing. So we still have to have that impact on the West Coast to get the good players from the West Coast, from Texas all the way to the actual West Coast, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Washington, Oregon, California, including Hawaii. There are plenty of players, and American Samoa. There's plenty of players that you can pull from there that's under the radar that can come play on your offensive line right now. You can go ask Oregon, Utah, Oregon State, UCLA. Go ask all those schools. Arizona State. Ask Coach Matt McChesney. He's coaching a lot of them too. So those guys are out there, and I think they're plentiful.
No doubt. I would love to see more Polynesian players come over here because the Lions that got them, they're darn good. I don't want to get too ahead of this big dog, but I think if there is going to be some turnover with the offensive staff, it would be interesting to go bring in an assistant here that has connection to some of these recruiting areas where we don't have them right now. So that's why if we do eventually look to replace OC, get a new OC. Junior Adams, co-offensive coordinator from Oregon, not calling plays right now. It'd be really interesting. Also look at, and he also spent time, wide receivers coach, previously at Washington. Now, if you're looking at Washington, Jamarcus Shepard, another co-offensive coordinator, offensive assistant. Those are offenses that I love watching. They come from good coaching trees, good philosophies. They've been to the elite of the elite, so they understand what it looks like, and they recruit that West Coast. They recruit the Polynesian players. Exactly. That could really benefit us in the long run.
Shouts out to Junior Adams, co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach at Oregon right now. I hope there's not no tampering. Try to get him to come over to Colorado, but on his bio it said he has a tremendous experience on the West Coast, both as a player and as a coach, as well as knowledge and familiarity with working with the Pac-12 conference. Lanning said at the time of hiring, Adams is a terrific teacher and mentor of young men. He's excited to work with student athletes to get opportunities. So he's one of those guys, I think, kind of like Coach Nick Williams was touted on our team on Colorado to be, a super recruiter guy and the guy who can relate to and be have the same lingo and understanding with these recruits to where they can, connect on a different level. So let me know. Yo Creole said Big Dog Chico has a huge female following. Hold up. Y'all crazy.
Oh man, I'm doing just fine. Oh, that is so funny. Lexi will get a kick out of that one.
Michael Harrison was lighting it up earlier in the season, and then CU started using him less and less. Yeah, I think it happens like that. Chico, you the plug. What am I the plug for, Danny?
All the news.
Oh, I'm the plug for the boys out here in Hawaii. I hope they can holler at me and, hey, Chico, just send us a list of guys who you think might be good out here, so we don't have to take that trip for nothing, and then we wasting time. We know where to go. Okay, coach. But I'm sure at the same time, because coaching is so interconnected, somebody on that coaching staff has a connection with somebody out here on some coaching staff. I don't know how it works, but they should have some connection with whether it's some Hawaii coaching staff or St. Louis High School or Damien High School who just won their championship, or whoever, Mililani, whoever, but somebody should have some connections with Colorado. If not, holla at your boy, man. Holla at me, and I'll make sure I tag Coach Corey Phillips in this, and also whatever coaches are relevant to get them on there, because we do need some big Usos, Polynesians on that offensive and defensive line easily, because a lot of them over.
I'll tell you what, Big Dog. We get you as our recruiting assistant for Hawaii. We get Life in Football as the chaplain for the team, and we get me running the PA system, man. The trifecta. Yeah, that's how we do it.
That would be cold-blooded, wouldn't it? All right. Colorado known for getting a lot of Samoans. Well, hey, we need to step it back up. I don't see one on the team this year. We got rid of Big Sammy. The Polynesian got shafted when Coach Prime came. They stick together typically. You will see a bunch on the team or not at all. They loyal. That I was going to say that is, I would say pretty true. I think if you see one, not just, I don't think you're going to see just one come. I think it'll be a group of them come at the same time. But I think it needs to be an effort to go look for them and get them. You see the camaraderie they build on Utah's team. It's like a tradition there to have so many Polynesian players there. I don't know whether it's the coaching that looks up to it or that knows to go, I guess, looking that well for that water, so to speak, whatever. But somebody is hip there in Utah and all those West Coast teams, but we need to continue to bring them more to Colorado and further down south. I was so surprised to see Tua when he went to Alabama, man. That was so surprising to me when Tua Tagovailoa went down there from Hawaii. Everybody thought he was going to go to West Coast team, USC, whatever, but he ended up going to Alabama, and look what happened for him. So I think that a lot of teams need to just concentrate. Well, speaking of Colorado, I think we need to concentrate on getting some guys in.
No doubt.
All right. So we are after an hour right now. We went an hour and 5 minutes that fast. Trust the process. Don't forget Tyler Brown. Yeah, we haven't forgotten Tyler Brown. No, we like Dave too, for sure. Dave is a part of the fam. Willoff just posted a video. Coach Prime is sharing some pointers. We're going to check on that. Also, we'll get back to some more, man. Shouts out to Willoff Media, Reach the People Media, the pregame show. Dave, anything you want to leave us with? Let them know where they can find you at also.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think. What I'm going to leave you with, Big Dog, is, I think I'm going to make an audition tape, man, to be like the PA hype guy at Folsom Field, man. I'm proud that we're getting a new Jumbotron. Big deal. I mean, that's the prime effect. Hopefully this is just one of many changes that we make to the field, including the turf, as well as, other innovations for enhancing the game experience. But I want to be the guy that might get everybody hyped for freaking every single play. There's just a lot more that we could be doing, and I'm ready to audition, man. So right. I think I'm going to be doing that when the season wraps up, putting together a little audition tape.
Put it together, dog, because if you feel like it wasn't adequate and they wasn't hyping enough and they wasn't involved enough, why not do it? Because anything to enhance the in-game experience, I think, can happen. Also, some knowledgeable people, whether it's the PA announcer or whoever playing the music, the theme, I guess, when I was there at the home game was they kept playing the song, "Walk in your trap and take over your trap." Boom, boom, boom. Walk in your trap and take over your trap. That's more of a away team game, away team anthem, to walk in your place and take over your place. Walk in your trap and take over your trap. You're playing that song for the home team. That's a little bit backwards. So whoever picked that up there in the PA announcement area system, DJ, whoever, y'all totally backwards on that one right there, man.
Yeah, DJ Dave, man, we're about to take over, get this thing right.
Straight up. If y'all know now, you know, man. All right, so I'll go ahead and bring it back in one more time, one more again. Uh-oh, not that. This right here, though. That's what I wanted to play. So we're going to get them likes up, man. If you haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead and hit the like button for your boy, Dog and Dave, for your boys, Dog and Dave, for your dogs, Dog and Dave, for the one and onlys, Dog and Dave. We're doing our thing, man, independently, without any direction, so to speak, from anybody or any overhead or anybody looking over our shoulder. This is our thing, you feel me? So
we are the free press. We are the free press.
Support it. We appreciate you for checking in, man. Y'all need any type of advertisements, hit us up or hit me up on Instagram. I got you. Big Dog Chico on Instagram. Holla at your boy. Last thing I want to say is skiggity sko bus. We up and about the same piece in the Middle East. Yeah.
Thanks, Big Dog. Appreciate you, man.